art room. Welcome!
Thank you, Art, for the colorful shadow. Another very important informational writer news is here. We have a lot to discuss, so let's get right to it. Today is Friday. May the 4th be with you. I'm Ruby.
And I'm Marissa.
We all like music, right? Let's head over to our very own Port Angeles High School Choir. They recently just put on a Captain Joseph's concert.
This concert is about raising money to allow Gold Star families to have a home. I personally think this is great, and I think I'm going to donate a couple dollars right now. Let's take a look at that concert.
It's fun to be in the auditorium because that's where all of our concerts are, and so it feels very exciting as soon as we are there performing. And of course it's very fun and lovely to have family members and friends in the audience supporting all of us. Ooh, my favorite moment was last weekend, 2 days ago. Both a small ensemble from Vocal Unlimited and then the majority of Bella Voce, two of my choirs, went to state and both did extremely well.
Marching in the light of God, we are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God.
We make jokes when we have festivals here about them being like home games, so we are very proud to like sing in our own auditorium. And I always love having friends and family come watch our concerts because I think that they are always very impressed by our music program and impressed by our abilities being only high school kids.
It's cool being in the auditorium because all the lights are on us, so the audience can see us, but we're kind of blinded from the audience, so we don't have to worry about people like actually staring at us. And the sound is really good, and it's just really cool being in there.
It is a time commitment for sure, and the time that you put in, you will receive that much in return. So if you're not going to put in a lot of time into it, you're not going to get as much out of it as if you really delve deep and put forth time and effort. You will receive much greater things.
To do everything that you can and do every single opportunity that you are given, to participate in solo and ensemble, to audition for every choir you can by your sophomore year, because I was one that didn't think that. I auditioned for Vocal Unlimited, which is the highest level choir, my sophomore or the end of my freshman year, and I didn't think I would get in, and I did, and it has been the best experience ever. I've been in that choir for 3 years, and I'm the president now, and you're gonna surprise yourself, so really challenge yourself and don't be too shy. Get over your little nerves thing, because it's really, everybody is very welcoming.
They really know how to sing, don't you think, Marissa? I definitely think I should join choir now.
Everyone recently participated in a school-wide festival called Wellapalooza, where students got to choose 3 events to participate in. Let's take a look.
So Wellapalooza presents, it basically gives students access to all the things that there are to do here in our local community. And the event was kind of created because we get complaints about boredom a lot. Like, there's nothing to do here in PA. It's like something I hear a lot. And so we had this idea, like, let's try and bring as many things as possible into the school to try to give people access to things that they didn't know happened here. So we did bring in some things that were like discussion related. You know, if you wanted to learn about relationships or things related to wellness as far as like mental health, if you wanted to learn about anxiety or stress, you know, there were things that you could go to, but the majority of them were all just like hobbies and things that are kind of fun and things that people can get involved with. There was like the competitive rowing. That's kind of a club, and that sport has been like, it's not really a school sport. So there were some clubs like that. We didn't really do like school clubs. We wanted it to be stuff that's kind of, for the most part, outside of school.
I did very little planning because I teach salsa classes pretty regularly. So apart from picking a couple fun songs, I did not have to necessarily rehearse or go over things. I just taught the beginner lesson that I usually teach. There was a hot air balloon in the gym. There was a makeup session. There was a couple fishing sessions. There was Zumba. There was an MMA thing. There was a yoga thing. There was a quilting thing. There was a bunch of stuff.
I had a lot of fun at Wallapalooza, Ruby, didn't you? I think it is great when we get to have career enthusiasts of a variety at our school.
And that will bring us to the end of this week's show, but don't you turn this video off just yet. We have another book talk for you. This month, Jessica will be breaking down Les Mis.
Hello students of Port Angeles. Welcome back to this episode of Book Talk on Rider News. Today's book we're going to be reading the French book by Victor Hugo, Les Mis, or that one. This book takes place in modern day Germany, and there's this guy named Jean. He wants a snack, but he wants bread specifically, but there's just one problem. Bread has now been outlawed in the entire world because gluten and carbs have become so deadly they're now considered a crime against humanity, but he doesn't care. He wants bread, and he wants it now. Jim finds the military's secret supply of bread products, which is locked away in a large vault somewhere. He sneaks in and he stuffs his face with all the carbs he can get, like garlic bread, French fries, French toast, French bread. He thought he could get away with it, but he couldn't, and he gets put away in a maximum security prison for a life sentence. But he becomes a ninja. All of the carbs that he ate in the vault of carbs gave him a lifetime's worth of energy, and he busts through all of the walls in the prison, and no one even noticed that he left. He made it out of prison, but there was just one problem left. He realized that he had an addiction to bread, and he couldn't stop, but he couldn't risk getting caught again. He decides to turn his life around and come to terms to his addiction, so he goes to rehab to become a better person. He spends most of his time in rehab meditating. He no longer wants to eat because everything he eats reminds him of the bread he once loved. Instead, he trains his body to feed on positive energy. He starts evolving to what science can't even explain anymore and becomes above all fact and reality, like a god. Johnny Boy can now fly and levitate things with his mind, just like in Chronicle. He unlocks all the secrets of the universe with his superior intelligence, and he realizes that bread isn't the real enemy, but it's the human race. He flies around the world destroying the entire human race, and basically saves the world. It could have been from his anger of not being able to eat bread, but it didn't really go into that much. This is actually only the first 2 or 3 chapters of the book. The rest of it, he's kind of just flying around listening to Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. So, happy ending, I guess. This has been another installment of Book Talk on Rider News. Keep watching Book Talk.